Hello students, a very warm welcome to yet another exciting journey of learning English grammar. I hope you all are as fit as a fiddle. Today we are going to start with a new topic, but before we start it, I would want to recall what we've learned in the previous class. Yes, we learned about infinitives, right? There are two types of infinitives, that is with to, and one is bare infinitive without to. So I'll give you one example and you're going to solve that question. Alright, let's begin. So students, let's look at this paragraph and identify all the verbs that we have learnt. For example, the bare infinitive and the infinitive with to, right? So first, my friend Bernardo liked to eat McDonald's hamburgers. So we have underlined this to eat. This is infinitive with to. Next, but he had a problem. He was gaining weight. He decided to go on a diet. So to go here. He stopped eating fast food and started buying more fruits and vegetables. So here he stopped eating. This is the verb and started buying. This is the another verb. Then can you identify further verbs there? After a month he had lost a few pounds, but he wanted to lose more. Next one, he wanted to lose more. To lose is the with infinitive to. So with to infinitive is the example here. I suggested joining a gym. Joining is another verb. Bernardo disliked exercising, but he agreed to try it. So which is the next verb? To try it. So here this verb is the infinitive. Next, now he exercises every day. He is looking forward to losing more weight. So here this is another verb. So students, what you have noticed here, we have underlined two types of verbs. One is to eat and then one is eating, buying, exercising, looking, etc. So these are the examples of the infinitive with to, and the other one is nothing but the gerund. So today we are going to learn about gerunds. So students, look at the gerund definition. A gerund is a verb ending in ing. So in the previous example you just saw that there were few words which end with ing, like losing weight, like buying fruits and vegetables. So ing, if the word has ing in it, it is considered to be as a gerund. But when there is a rule that it will act as a noun in the sentence, only then it is said to be a gerund. So here it can act as a noun, either as a subject, object or complement. So it can take any three forms, or it can be in any three forms, that is, it is acting as a subject, object and a complement. So kids, I hope you understood what is the definition of gerund. Let me repeat it for you. A gerund is a verb ending in ing that is used as a noun, either as a subject, object or complement. Now let us look at the examples in the three forms, that is subject, object and complement. So first, reading helps students learn English, right? So the first one, what helps the students? Reading. So this is the subject of the sentence here. So reading is the gerund. Next, he enjoys reading for English class. So afterwards, so the subject, verb plus object, right? So this is again reading and it is a gerund. Next, her hobbies include reading. So here it is acting as a complement. So kids, I hope you understood what gerund is. Let's move further with another type of gerund, which is known as compound gerund. So students, here you can see that the following sentences are in compound, are examples of compound gerunds. I heard of his having won a prize. So having won is the compound gerund. Then he is desirous of being praised. Being praised is the compound gerund. So we are fatigued on account of having walked so far. This is again a compound gerund. So in these sentences we have noted that the compound gerund forms are formed by placing a past participle after the gerund with have and be. So see here, the past participle is here, one, being praised and walked. So before that you have having, being. So these are nothing but the compound gerunds. Next we will learn about the uses of the gerunds. So first use is the gerund being a verb noun may be used as a subject of a verb. So we've already looked at the examples. So here they are using as a subject of the verb. So examples are seeing is believing, hunting tigers is forbidden in this country. So these are the two examples where the gerund is being used in the verb noun form. The next one is the object of a transitive verb. Examples are stop playing, children love making mud castles. So this was the object of the transitive verb. Next, object of a preposition, such as I am tired of waiting. He was punished for telling a lie. So here waiting and telling are gerunds. And then we are using gerund as a complement of a verb. So seeing is believing. Here believing is the complement, and the complement is acting as a gerund. What I most detest is smoking. Again, this is another example for a complement of a verb. Students, we have now come to an end of the chapter, but before we leave, let's look at the mind map. So gerunds, we learnt about the meaning of the gerund, we learnt the definition of the gerund, we learnt few examples along with the usage of the gerund in different ways, like the subject, object and complement. So kids, I hope you understood this chapter really well. You are going to study this chapter and we shall meet again with a new chapter or lesson. Until then, you all take care and happy learning.